One is a story of Do Khyentse and the butcher of the Chakla King. Chakla King was a disciple of Do Khyentse's, and he had a butcher who was famous for hunting. He loved to hunt, and one day Do Khyentse came, and the butcher was telling stories about hunting, just about hunting and killing and killing and hunting and hunting and killing. And he would just hunt for fun. He wasn't even hunting for meat. He was just hunting for fun and bragging about what an amazing hunter he was. And Do Khyentse sat and listened all through this, pretending to be interested. And every once in a while he'd say, and another time he'd say, interesting. And then the next day, then Do Khyentse went home. And the next day, the hunter went out hunting, and his dogs were chasing down a large stag. It's a 7-point antler stag. And the stag literally ran to Do Khyentse's house and into the front door. And the hunter and the dogs came running after, and the hunter came right up to Do Khyentse's door, and Do Khyentse was standing in the doorway at that time. And the hunter looked at him, and he looked at the hunter. He took off his 2 shoes, grabbed the hunter by the lapel, and began beating him on the top of the head with his shoes. The hunter fell unconscious, and when he came to, his mind and Do Khyentse's mind were perfectly mixed, and the hunter had attained realization. That's the whole story. So, the other story is about Do Khyentse was giving a empowerment in Dorje, and the shrine room had been set up, all of the offerings put out. It was very, very late at night, and the empowerment was taking place first thing in the morning. Do Khyentse was staying next to the shrine at the king's palace, and suddenly everyone realized they had forgotten the text. They had everything they needed, but they didn't have the text. The text had been left at Do Khyentse's encampment, which was about a 3-hour walk away. And everyone became very worried. Do Khyentse said, no, don't worry, it's not a problem. And everyone, just go back to your room, sleep for a couple hours before the empowerment. When the first light comes up, I'll do the empowerment. About an hour later, the king's son saw Do Khyentse walking all by himself by the hot springs that were right outside of the palace. The sun was in the hot springs, and Do Khyentse went walking by. At the exact same time, some of Do Khyentse's Nakpas at the Gar 3 hours away saw Do Khyentse walking into his shrine tent and picking up a text. And at the exact same time, people behind the monastery saw Do Khyentse walking into the back door. And when they went and told the king, this king said, that's not possible. Do Khyentse was just in my bedroom having tea with me. Let's go see him. And they all went to the king's bedroom, and Do Khyentse was sitting, sipping tea, but he had his chuba down off his chest, and he was sweating very hard. He said, we can go ahead with the empowerment. I went and got the text, but I'm a little tired now.